National Engineers Week is an opportunity for institutions like WPI to celebrate engineering. Those of us who are involved in engineering, we get a real joy from being able to make a difference in the world. From day one, we begin with things like the Great Problem Seminar, where we talk about what are the big problems in the world, what does need to be solved, and begin applying the creative juices of our students right at the beginning. And then year after year, we incorporate large-scale projects into their program.
Coming into WPI, one of the things that drew me to the school was the whole idea of theory and practice, and WPI is really big on that. And GPS sounded like an opportunity to kind of get that project experience right off the bat. You know, it's a semester-long class, you have a theory-based curriculum the first half, and then you kind of do your own project, which is really cool. And so coming in, I really wanted to get that experience, and I thought it would really set me up really well for my IQP and MQP. And so I took it the first semester of my freshman year.
Interactive qualifying project is basically a project that you do in your junior year at WPI. Most people do it in their junior year. And you work with all different students of like different majors. So it doesn't matter what major you are, you can be in a group with anyone. And you do a project that's basically for the community. So you're using those skills that you learn at WPI and applying that to a project to better a community, whether it's here in Worcester or in Thailand or somewhere else in the world.
The major qualifying project, also known as the MQP, is a senior capstone design project where we take all the information that we've learned in the last 4 years within our major, both in books and in our real-world experiences, to apply to a company setting, usually working with nonprofits and companies around the world, to have a high impact on their process. These projects are very innovative. They're taking a full year commonly to do, and there's something that even as we come back as alumni, we're seeing the impact of our project where students are either starting companies, coming to patents, or working with professors on long-term research that's going to have long-term impacts for years and years to come.
Another distinctive part of the WPI program is the global program. The global program, which we began many years ago, is an opportunity for our students to do their projects, whether they be our so-called interactive qualifying projects or their major qualifying projects in their own field of disciplinary study at project centers off of the WPI campus. And we have those project centers throughout this country, but in addition to that, in 35 sites around the world.
My name's Sarah Sawatsky, and right now I have been working in a community called Machiniwam. Machiniwam is located in an informal settlement known as Joe Slovo Park, and we are located in Cape Town, South Africa. Right now I'm standing in one of the community members' shacks. This shack has a few amazing pieces to it. Not only are the sidings metal, the ceiling is made of a fire kit, so it's supposed to be fireproof zinc, but I'm standing under what's called the leader of light, and it's been known as a solar bulb, it's been known as Coca-Cola bottle. What it is a recycled bottle, 2 liters, that is filled with water and a little bit of bleach, and it's been put in the roof. It runs off solar energy, and that's it. It's absolutely incredible. This shack used to be pitch black.
We are on the Calatrava Bridge in Piazza Roma in Venice, and we are counting pedestrian mobility, so we're trying to get a feel for the number of people leaving the train station and which direction they're going. This will help us with analyzing pedestrian congestion and seeing where people disperse after they come into the city. There's an increase in tourism, and therefore there's an increase in congestion on the streets, so we're trying to analyze the pedestrian congestion and figure out if there is a way to divert traffic in other ways, such as using a new tram line stop so people will be dispersed as opposed to coming into one location.
Another great thing about the WPI Projects program is the fact that it's the opportunity for students to engage with faculty in the faculty members' own area of research. So it's not just access to faculty, it's access to cutting-edge research.
Our real focus in the lab here is what we call enabling technologies for MRI-guided surgical procedures. When you're doing surgery, often the images are usually acquired well before the surgical procedure is performed. So by the time you get into the operating room, the images are almost what you consider stale. Currently, there's really no great way to do a surgical procedure inside the MRI scanner. What we're trying to do is create robots that fit inside the scanner board, don't interfere with the MRI itself, and allow us to manipulate surgical tools while getting real-time imaging. So the two main applications of this research are for MRI-guided prostate biopsy and brachytherapy, and then also trying to do deep brain stimulation under MRI image guidance.
Automators really need to concentrate on meeting and exceeding the EPA CAFE standards, which are 54.5 miles per gallon by 2025. How can we do that? Using lighter metals. Using lighter metals essentially means fuel economy, and that translates into lower CO2 emissions. Automotive and aerospace applications are not using light metals as extensively as they should be or to their highest potential because of our lack of understanding of their behavior. So our mission is not only to understand the materials and their behavior, but also to educate the materials processing community as well as designers about the capabilities of these materials and how we can use them appropriately.
My passion comes from protecting people's health and protecting the environment at the same time. One of the areas that I do research in is fecal source tracking. All the research that I work on, we do right here at WPI in our laboratories. The environment at WPI allows me to have undergraduate students and graduate students working side by side, and they can merge together and work in the same environment. All the research that I do that's looking to prevent disease transmission in humans at the same time is looking to preserve our ecosystems so that we can use them not just for drinking water sources, but for recreational sources, use them for their aesthetic value, and also have them for future generations.
If you want to make a difference, if you want to be a person who takes responsibility for the world's problems and does something about them instead of just talking about them, become an engineer. Enjoy the rest of your day. Please take the opportunity to talk to people in our many areas of engineering and find the one that excites you and is something that you want to do for your life.